Good morning, everybody. Today's November 4th. Wow, it's November already. Still cannot believe it. Let's talk about every game happened on November 3rd. Let's get into it. The first game is the Timberwolves beat the Brooklyn Nets. They still do not have Anthony Edwards yet, and Julius Randle has got to be one of the highest sell highs. Randle right now is a 10th ranked player. I think everybody knows. If you're in a league where um, everybody's a veteran, I would say, who play for a long time, it's very hard to sell high, but you should still try throw someone the top 20, 30 player. Randall, he is shooting 56% from the field this year. And with no Anthony Edwards, he's averaging 5.7 assists and 26 points as well, and grabbing 1.3 steals. At some point this season, he's going to have a rough stretch. We don't know when. And same thing with a lot of other people. They did play the Nets here, which, they're not. We know they're not really going to put up a fight. Jaden McDaniels, too. 22 points, 2 steals and block with 2 threes, 9 for 11. Also a very big sell high. Um, Jaden, 57th ranked player. I think Jaden McDaniels, well, he's averaging 1.6 blocks as well. He does get you 1 steal and a block. That's really where his values are. Like, for example, Randall for Devin Booker, who is only ranked 45th right now, right? I would do that trade all day. Or Kate Cunningham, depend what you need. Kate Cunningham right now is struggling, 66th ranked player. Julius Randle maybe play somebody for Kate Cunningham. Dante DiVincenzo with 6 threes, 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's also really good. Sell high. He's getting a lot of minutes because Anthony Edwards is out. Rudy also played well. All the Timberwolves guys played really well. For the Brooklyn Nets, Cam Thomas, 25 points, 4 for 5 from the free throw line, 1 3 and 2 steals. He is going to average over 20 points. That's no problem. The concern is can he play as we go on to the season, as we get to later on the season. And he just doesn't give us a lot of rebound, assists, steals, and blocks. But points and free throws, those are hard to get on the waiver wire. Tyrese Martin started. He's not really fantasy relevant. Claxton would also try to sell high. Basically, I think we know the drill. All the Brooklyn Nets guys, if they play well, try to sell high on them. In Claxton's case, they were even messing around with his minutes toward the end of the season last year. Like, he was not getting 30 minutes every night. Some nights he'll get 24, 25, right? That's going to hurt his value a lot. Noah Clowney, who I think last year he had some hype. It's just efficiency issues. If you like him, for sure, if he's starting, we could in the short term stream him. But don't feel like could be a season long thing for sure. It's more like, okay, he's playing well, let's stream him and then drop him. Terrence Mann, getting decent minutes here, but this team clearly they're not winning anything this year. The next one, the Bucks, they just keep winning. They beat the Pacers. You got to feel bad for the Pacers. Well, maybe they did sacrifice a lot last year to get to the finals, just to losing in Game 7. For sure, there might be some black magic going on last year with that Pacers run, but they couldn't do it in Game 7. Ryan Rollins is absolutely must roster, 7 assists, had 7 turnovers, struggled a little bit, and played just 20 minutes. That's fine, must roster. Miles Turner finally had a good game against his former team, 5 blocks. Offensively, he didn't have the best game, but 5 blocks is really what it matters. He's a bit buy low. Before this, I do see him have a good year because they're going to play him 30 minutes, right? Once he integrates into the offense, he should get more consistent production because they definitely need people to score next to Giannis, to shoot. 33 points by Giannis, 13 rebounds, continue to shoot unbelievably from the field, 66%, 5 assists and 2 steals. Giannis is cooking at the moment, and rightfully so. This year, really no Damian Lillard. It's all up to him. Every single game it's him. Everything's going through him. Gary Trent Jr., we could stream him for points and assists and threes and some points. For the Pacers, Siakam is going to have a big year. I think we all know this. 32 points, 1 for 6 from 3, 8 assists, 3 steals and a block, and 5 rebounds. He's going to have a big year. But the worry with him is I would honestly try to sell high on him. Maybe not now. We don't have to rush it. But just, when you get to the end of the season and, if the Pacers are playing the way they are, you know, I don't know if they have their pick or they want to tank or anything like that. They're 1-5. They're in a lot of games for sure, but we'll see. We'll have more clarity when it comes to December, January. If they're at the bottom of the East, and they're like 7, 8 games out, like they're gonna start sitting Siakam. Siakam is not a young guy. They're gonna start doing weird things with some of these younger guys. Isaiah Jackson played really well. If you want to stream him, sure, but he might just flop the next game. These guys don't have consistent minutes. Really, the only guy on this team I think is Siakam and Aaron E. Smith, and I think Benedict Mathurin when he came back, and T.J. McConnell too. I do see T.J. McConnell. I said yesterday, like, if T.J. McConnell is on the waiver, I'll pick him up because they desperately need some point guard, and he's gonna have good usage. Right now, everything's going through Siakam, and the man is tired. Quentin Jackson, if you want to stream him in the short term, but clearly they don't trust him. Just play him 20 minutes. Moving on to the next game, we have Jazz beating the Celtics. The Celtics are also rough this year. They're still 3-4, but yeah, they lost a lot of guys on this team. And the Jazz, they're winning. They're 3-4. But Lauri Markkanen is another guy we gotta try to sell him. But I would sell him for a top 20 player only. If I'm only getting a top 50 player, what's the point? I'll just write it out. He's right now 13th ranked player, averaging 31 points, 3.6 threes, and 7 rebounds. But the problem with him is just no defensive stats. So when you have Lauri Markkanen, you got to think about your team. Like, okay, especially the steals. Like blocks 0.6 is okay. Steals is hurting you quite a bit. But no turnovers. So if you're punting steals, which not a lot of team are, because somebody's gonna get some steals on your team. Lauri is pretty good, and he will play this year until the end. We'll see. Keontae George, also another guy, absolutely amazing. This is what kind of we expect Keontae George to do. Last year, he didn't do that at all. This year, he come in, maybe really work hard really over the summer. Just completely different. 31 points. At some point, it's going to fall off. But if you're punting field goal and turnovers, regardless, he's going to be great. He's getting great minutes, great usage. Everything's great. And Yusuf Nurkic, I wouldn't trust it because, they had he actually made the game winner too, but they had Walker Kessler out. Okay, and Isaiah Collier, he came back. I guess he was available, but they did not play him. I probably Isaiah Collier, they're not gonna play because Keontae George is playing so well. So we'll see. For the Celtics, another bad loss, barely. Derrick White has been struggling, a big buy low at the moment. Yeah, Derrick White. If let's say you trade a Lauri Markkanen for Derrick White is gonna accept it real quick. And look, if you need assists, if you need peripheral stats, if Derrick White fits better on your team, you should do it. Even though maybe right now you want to squeeze more out of the guy because Derrick White is really struggling. Peyton Pritchard had 4 threes, 18 points. This year we also had high expectations. Like he's not being horrible. It's just we haven't seen him pop off yet, which I think it's gonna come at some point. Jaylen Brown, 36 points, 0 for 9 from the 3. He's gonna have a lot of usage. The efficiency is gonna be rough, but most nights he's gonna take a lot of shots. Fernie Simons and Sam Hauser, these guys are not. We don't really need to roster them. If there's a back-to-back, let's stream them for now. But Fernie Simons, if you drafted him, like don't be afraid to drop and pick up somebody else. The next game, well, that's to be expected. The Wizards lost to the Knicks 119-102. It's a fairly low-scoring game. Wizards only 102 points. Alex Sarr continues to impress me, actually. 19 points, 8 rebounds. He added 7 assists as well, 1 steal and 2 blocks. I don't remember a big man, first to second year, he improved that much in recent years. Last year, rookie, his efficiency was horrible, but this year, he's the 31st ranked player. Shooting 53% from the field. This is another big game here. And actually, he's averaging 4 assists. So, wow. And his teammate, Keyshawn George, is right there with him, 32nd ranked player right now. Both guys, to if we were to be honest, a bit sell high, but unless you get a top 30 player back, I'm not trading them for like a top 50, 60. It's not really worth it. Or do a 2-for-1 to get a really really good top 10 player. That's something I would look into do. Like if I got Randall and I got Keegan George, I'll do a 2-for-1, try to get like a AD or somebody like that who is being out and not healthy. Yeah. Bilo Colabali with 3 threes. Let's pick him up and see how things go. He's been playing pretty well. CJ, let's not worry about him. And Justin Champagne, yeah. This team, Bilo Colabali, Alex Sark, Keegan George, for now, these guys are going to play a lot of minutes or get bulk of the minutes. And then the other guys, they're coming in and out of the roster, of the lineup. For the Knicks, how about Karl Anthony Towns? 33 points, 13 rebounds, 3 threes. He always plays well versus the Wizards. But he's been super inconsistent this year to start off, shooting wise. Jalen Brunson had a quiet game. That's fine. Had a 9 assist. OG had 5 steals, and Mikal Bridges had 3 steals and 3 blocks. Yeah. The Knicks, it's fine. You're beating these bad teams, but you gotta go. This year, you gotta go deep in the playoffs. Although last couple years they did go deep, but maybe conference finals this year. For the next team, the Dallas Mavericks and the Rockets. The Rockets beat them. Yeah, fairly low scoring game. Well, 220 points. But Klay Thompson is really cooked. Let's leave him on the waiver wire. He only get 18 minutes, 1 for 8 from 3. He is a little bit, when you're a great player, it's taking him quite a while to really accept his, new role or whatever. It sucks. PJ went off 29 points, 12 rebounds, 2 steals and block. Amazing, but that's without AD. AD is gonna come back at some point. Cooper Flag still struggling pretty massively. Yeah, I do expect him to be like in category leagues. He could be a top 50, 60 player because he's so efficient. He gets you defensive stats. Like the upside is there. When is he gonna start doing it? I'm not sure. Might take him a while, but in theory, right? Young guys, they're supposed to improve. We just don't know when they're gonna start popping off. So if you have him, and if you got like a top 80, 90 player right now who's performing well, like a Danny Shooter is somebody that I can think of. Try to do that trade. Jeremy Grant, who's a 15th ranked player, like try to throw out these type of trades for the upside. Max Christie, 17 points, 6 assists. Actually, Max Christie hasn't been bad. Let's pick him up and see how things go. But of course, with AD back, you never know. And D'Lo coming off the bench dished out 12 assists. Yeah, let's also roster D'Lo for now. But I don't expect them to have like consistent season-long values. For the Rockets, KD struggled a little bit. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and still in the block. You don't really see KD shoot under 50%. But yeah, it's one of those games. Şengün had a big one with 26 points, but free throw is his issue. 6 for 11. I think it's similar to Jalen Johnson. Like when you have guys like Şengün, when you look at their free throw, it doesn't seem that bad. But if you're a team that's trying to hit consistent over 80% free throw, like weeks in and out, having a Şengün would really drag you down a lot of the weeks. The same thing with Jalen Johnson. Same thing with Banchero, right? They're shooting 70s, which is on face value is not bad until you realize they shoot at such high volume. And there's some weeks they shoot 50%. There's some weeks they shoot 85%, which is fine that week. Then if they shoot 50%, you cook that week, pretty much, unless you have like 5 Shays on your team. Kevin Durant 7 for 7 doesn't even save you. Amen Thompson also struggled from the free throw line, but had a big game here. 27 points. He's also a big buy low. But he was getting drafted in second, third. He's never going to beat that on a per game basis because the efficiency issues. The upside is there a lot of defensive stats. It's still in the block, 4 assists, 5 rebounds is fine. And Taro Eason started 2 steals and a block. Sure, but I don't know if he's a must roster when all the guys are healthy. Moving on to the next one, we have Detroit Pistons and beat the Grizzlies. All right, how many games we got to go through? 4 more. All right, Detroit. They beat the Grizzlies. There's some drama with Grizzlies. I'm sure you guys heard Ja Morant is suspended. Maybe he's on his way out. he's really not worth all the trouble to be quite honest. So and they it's not like they yeah. Let's see what's going on. Maybe he gets traded. Who knows? K. Cunny had great game, 33 points, 8 assists. But on a per game basis, ranking wise, he's like outside of 50. But the counting numbers look great. So that's that's kind of what you know when you draft him. It's just the bad efficiency, high turnovers, but the counting numbers look really, really good. Jalen Duren, another great game. 9 rebounds, a steal and block, 3 assists, 14 points. Popping off. Duncan Robinson, for sure, you stream him for threes. And Isaiah Stewart also popped off. Wow. Impressed. But Isaiah Stewart is a guy that basically did not improve last 4 years. This game they played the Grizzlies, I don't know. 14 rebound, 4 assists, 4 blocks. Yeah, like if you need rebound, like he could be a streamer. Yeah. And if he keep this on, for sure I'm gonna try to sell him. 4 steals and 2 blocks by All-Star Thompson. Speaking of Thompson brothers, yeah, he's a must roster as well. Although the minutes could be up and down. But the upside is enough. Ja Morant, he came back actually, 18 and 10. The efficiency is just not there. Also had 5 turnovers. Well, Jaren Jackson Jr. 2 blocks, 21 points, 4 threes. He had an okay game, but Jaren Jackson Jr. has been disappointing. I would say most years. And then he will have 1 year average 3 blocks. And then everybody is very happy with his production, and people are going to draft him high next year. And then he's going to flop. This year, Jaren Jackson Jr., he hasn't have a pop-up game yet. 79th ranked player, just averaging 1.3 blocks. Yeah, when Jaren Jackson Jr. is playing really well, he will be a top 5 player. He will average like 2 steals and 4 blocks in 1 week. Yeah, top 5 player. Who knows, even top 3. And then a lot of weeks he's just outside of 100. Jock Landale, yeah, we could stream him at the moment. They have a lot of guys out. And Coward, how about Cedric Coward? He's pretty good fantasy player. He's putting up decent numbers. So 3-3, 17 points. If you we could roster him, just write it out. Like he might lose minutes when some of those guys come back, but for now he's getting good minutes. And Santi Aldama, he's not a must roster. He just doesn't get the minutes. 22 minutes here. I'll be dropping him. The next game is the Kings beat the Nuggets, and there's also some drama. I think Russell Westbrook came out and said the fact is the Denver Nuggets did not want him back, so he went to the Kings because I think he had a player option. He could have stayed. I love Russ mentality. Like, hey, they don't want me there. Why would I pick up my player option? Maybe they had a conversation, so it's fine. But yeah, Russ on the Kings. If I were Russ, I would really ring chasing right now. But this is a big game. Like it shows that hey, like he plays on a team, he can still get his numbers. But when playoff comes around, his playing style, his decision making, right? Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it turns out to be bad. Like one of his biggest skill set is the point guard crashing the board, getting 12 rebounds. Well, only 1 offensive rebound, but it's still very good. He's a must roster at the moment. Russell Westbrook. They're just playing four small guys and Sabonis. So defensively, they're very, very challenged. Dennis Schroeder, a big sell high. I mentioned earlier, 9 assists, 18 points. He's playing really, really well at the moment, but try to sell him. DeRozan and Zach LaVine, the problem with all these guards is like if one guy pops off, the other guys are kind of just taking a step back. And Sabonis is still struggling a little bit. 17 rebounds is fine, 5 assists, but offensively, he hasn't had it going. For the Nuggets, for whatever reason, Jokic decided to score 34 points and have 14 assists. Only 7 rebounds, 4 steals, and 2 blocks, 4 threes, yeah. Jokic I think he just picks a team and decides to score 34 points. Jamal Murray struggled a little bit, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists is still fine. Aaron Gordon chipped in 20 points, and Cameron Johnson had 10 points and missed all the threes. Christian Paul. Like the starting 5 for the Denver Nuggets, they're a good, it's a great starting 5. Everybody knows their role perfectly, right? Just by looking at it, everybody's role, right? You have Jokic and Jamal Murray, everything's going through them. Sometimes Aaron Gordon will have a little bit one-on-one ISO, and then they play defense. All right. The next game is the Lakers. Well, this one's a surprise. Lakers wanted to punt this game away, basically. They rested Luka and Austin Reeves, which I'm surprised they even rest Austin Reeves. I don't know if he's dealing with anything, and it's early in the season, but Doesn't matter. You have DeAndre Ayton scoring 29, Rui Hachimura have 28 points. That usually shows you like the Lakers are a very well coached team. If they go on the road and win a game, or Portland is just bad. Portland is a decent team. They actually they won 4 games already. And Jake LaRivia also had another big game. Had 3 steals again, 6 assists. Yeah, he needs to be rostered. Let's see how things go. Marcus Smart had 4 steals. So the other team just had a lot of turnover. Nick Smith Jr. popped off with 25 points. Let's not worry about him. But he could be somebody like, hey, if everybody's out, maybe next time we could stream him. Yeah, it's a great game. And Ayton, it's good to see him doing this type of things. But when Luka and come back, he's gonna give you some points and rebound, but just not much else. He had 3 blocks here, which is great. But if he can get more blocks, his value goes up significantly. For the Blazers, Danny Advia had a big game with 33 points. 3 threes, 10 for 11. Danny Advia, this year, he's getting drafted fairly high because how well he performed toward the end of last year. But that's probably his ceiling, to be honest. He's drafting in the 40s. He's not going to be better than the 40s. He's 78th ranked player right now. He's averaging a lot of points, 24 points, shooting 50%, 82. It's just the defense, the steals is lacking a little bit. And he's averaging a shit ton of turnovers, 4 turnovers a game. Honestly, not bad. The counting numbers, really good actually. 24 points a game from Danny Advia. Kamara had 3 threes, 2 steals, and 14 points. They played well. And Donovan Killigan, he played just 17 minutes because they wanted to go small. We see a Robert Williams game, play 14 minutes. Not really fantasy relevant unless Killigan gets hurt. Drew Holiday struggled a little bit, still had 6 assists, but yeah, Drew Holiday having a good year. He's a must roster. And the good thing for him is I think this year, at least for now, Portland is somewhat competitive. So they're gonna play. They're gonna play to try to win. Jeremy Grant came off the bench. He's a big sell high. He's a top 50 player right now. 18 points, 2 steals, and 2 threes. He does this every single year, right? He scores a decent chunk. But this year could be a little bit different, if the Portland, they're competitive and they're playing, he's playing a big role in their success, right? Coming off the bench, score a bunch, get you some defensive stats. But oh man, you have Scoot Henderson, if he comes back, what's going on with Shaedon Sharp's minutes? Shaedon Sharp is already losing some minutes here, 28 minutes here. Had a decent one, 23 points and 3 steals. Yeah, but maybe Scoot Henderson just doesn't get a lot of minutes, Last game of the night is we have the Miami Heat beat the Clippers 120-119. Well, you never know what's gonna happen. Clippers lost at home. I think this is the first loss of the year, and this might be Norman Powell revenge game then. Norman Powell didn't play that well. Actually, he did. 6 for 10, 21 points, 28 minutes, pretty good. How about Davion Mitchell? Sell high for now for sure, but 9 assists and 3 steals. He needs to be rostered. That's also, we don't need to question that. He needs to be rostered for assists and steals and some threes. Bam also had a decent game with 25 points, 2 threes, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. But I just don't see Bam how do you say, really pop off yet for a guy that's getting drafted in the 3rd round. He's pretty consistent, putting up some numbers every game. But, let's see where he's ranked right now. And over the years, his game has been 37th ranked player. So not bad. 22 points and 9 rebounds, but the defensive stats are really lacking. But he's for some reason shooting 86% from the line. That's also very good. Andrew Wiggins with 17 points and 3 threes. Now, Kel Ware, 16 points off the bench, 5 rebounds and 2 blocks. That don't look bad, but the minutes is the issue. It's when he's on the court, Spoelstra just doesn't trust him as much. He does have a lot of upside. So let's see. This game they decided to go small versus the Clippers, which I understand. So there were some games he played 25 minutes to 30. I'm willing to hold on to him a little bit more, but yeah. If the trend is pretty clear. Like, unless something changes, somebody get hurt or something, he's just not going to play a lot of minutes. For the Clippers, Kawhi had a big game, 27 points, 4 steals. And Kawhi Leonard has been amazing this year. Amazingly, but it's like, okay, we know if he plays, he's going to be good. He's a 6th-ranked player. But, we know he's going to be out a lot, which is also okay. Like, you draft this guy in the 4th or 5th round. So either way, you're getting an amazing deal anyway. Bradley Beal starts, get 20 minutes. He's now fantasy relevant for now. James Harden had a big one with 29 points, 8 assists, 6 threes. Shot the ball really well, but 7 turnovers. And Zubac also had a big one, 18 rebounds here, a steal and block with 9 points. All the Clipper guys are playing really, really well. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.